successful, what you're waiting, I'm so desperate to need money that you're building this business, and what essential oil, you're crazy, blah, 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 right? Okay, we've all been there, we've all heard it. I've heard it 1,000 times. One of them was my father, right? So anyway, and anybody else?
Recording in progress.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other question? Like product, there's this thing that I don't understand why people can like take the oils orally, or whether it's safe for children, or I don't know. No? Nobody else has a question? You just come.
I would like to learn about that.
Yes.
All the things you just said.
Yeah.
Okay. And you?
I was like coming because I'm visual, like a lot of us, I'm sure. And I feel that if you have one piece of information, you'll meet up with somebody that needs that information, to be your customer. That'll be your future customer. So,
I don't understand.
well, just like constantly, knowledge is power, right?
So you want to get more knowledge?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Anybody else who has a pressing question?
I just know you for so long.
Yes. We're silver sisters. We went to silver retreat together.
Yeah, I don't know how you are able to manage this large team across countries, local, how do you keep people engaged and connected? Because I just love, even with your local team, I've watched them grow and see the community aspect. So,
Well,
whatever it becomes.
they have really good leaders and they're very proactive. I actually only see them when I'm here. I don't personally know them, but they've been very helpful to me too. So I think it's a community that their team leader has worked on. But I think I will answer that first, because that probably that's not in my slide. But that's something that I think we all can learn from. I don't manage anybody. We're in the network marketing business. And that word should never come up in our vocabulary, first of all. Another thing is duplication, right? I have a big team, and if we're always, I find that since we're going to be talking about business first, let me see the first slide. I don't even remember what I put on the first slide. I usually just speak along. Oh, I forgot. I have to read this. For like, I don't know, I have to show this for like 30 seconds or something, right? And I have to read it out. Disclaimer. Opinions expressed on this presentation are solely my own and do not express the views or opinions of Young Living. Young Living does not endorse, is not responsible for, and makes no representations or warranties regarding such content or its accuracy. I encourage you to verify the explanations and opinions presented. Young Living shall not be liable for any harm resulting from or in connection with reliance of any such content. And then I have to show you income disclosure. Oh, do I have to show? We have to show this too, right? So, you guys actually, you know what, this is actually really, really useful. I've translated this into Chinese. And when you sign up somebody, I always make something educational out of everything. So, when you sign up somebody, you should actually show them this. So, this is what I learned from Kimmy Brook. When you're sharing Young Living, who tells the new enrollee about the income opportunity? Okay. There are two of us in the room, right? Okay. And then what you can actually do, you don't have to show this to them in the beginning, but I do tell them that if you want, on the day that you have your magic moment, you may want to tell your friends. And if you do tell your friends, the company actually give you some rewards in money form. Okay? And so eventually when they want to sign up somebody, or when they've used it really well, when you've seen that they have their magic moment, I usually always tell them that, hey, do you have any friends that you can help? Maybe you can help another friend. And when they are thinking about it, I said, hey, have you signed up? So when I'm explaining essential rewards, I will tell them that you get these as points, you don't get them as money. But if you sign up somebody else, you get them in real money. So that's what I say. Well, I said you can keep them in credit, but that's not real money. I would rather have it in my bank account. So when you want to put it in your bank account, you sign up a direct deposit form. And you make it like a conversation. It's not like you're forcing them to sell anything. It's just, you have a choice to whether get it as points, get it as credits, or get real money, right? Who doesn't like real money? Everybody loves money. So, and then so when they're starting off, when they want to share, I will show them this, and then I'll say, if they're like, if you're really having a plan with them, I will ask them to find their goal. And what I was trying to say that I've learned from Kimmy is that the income disclosure is the dessert. You know, when you bring a friend to a restaurant, you show them the menu, right? I'm sure some of you have heard this, and I love this idea. So you show them the menu, you show them the appetizers, you show them the main course, and then you hide the menu for the dessert because you think they may not like dessert because you think they're too fat or you think it's not healthy. So you decide whether or not they have dessert. It's just like hiding the income disclosure or hiding the opportunity to earn money. It's because you decide, maybe she's very wealthy, maybe she doesn't need money, so I better not tell her about the income disclosure, I better not tell her about the opportunity that she can earn some money. You have decided for her, okay, or him. So, and that's unfair because you never know, maybe they want to have dessert first, right?
Yes.
So that's the thing, when you show them Young Living, you always tell them that when you love the product, when you've used the products well, you may want to introduce it to your friends, and the company will give you some bonuses, which usually amounts to about $50 US for the first month, or a little bit more, depends on what happens. But then, when the time comes, just come tell me, and I will show you. You don't have to go into details, okay? When they do come, or if they want you to work on that plan, this is what you show them. You ask them, okay, why don't you look, well, I don't actually show this. I show my own version of it because this is very complicated. But people start asking, what is the difference between a median and a medium, you know, on average? And then I'll go, okay, I actually don't know. I just take, what I do is I take the average, I take the median, and then I just forget about the lowest and the highest. I take the median, and then I translate that into Hong Kong dollars, and then I show them the month too, okay? And then I ask them to find your goal, your short-term goal. If this is the kind of income you want, you know, we divide that into 12 months. Is this the kind of extra income that you want that will be able to help you? And I always ask them, why do you want to do this as a business? Why do you want to have a plan? They always have some reason. Maybe they want to have better life for the children, or just small things, so that, who is a parent here? Okay, so maybe just extracurricular activities, you know, so that they can go and take piano lessons, or save up enough money for a yearly annual holiday, right? That's a pretty good goal, you know, an annual holiday every month. If you have, I don't know, $1,000 more, then it's $1,000 is quite a lot of money, right? $500. Every month when you have $500 more over a year, then you have $6,000. Then you can afford to go on a nice holiday with your family, right? That's always a good goal to start. Okay, so yeah, so this is important, but I prefer that you make your own thing. This is very complicated to read. All right, so I'm going to start with building the business. I'm going to start talking about the business first. Okay, I'm showing you the dessert first. That's what I do when I go to a restaurant. I look at the dessert, and then I decide whether I want dessert, and then I decide how much food I want to eat before the dessert. Right? Right?
That's good.
Exactly. So, building connection, I think, is one of the most important things in this business. And that is why I say I don't manage my team. And when you've built enough connection with the people who are in your team, you're like friends. And the duplication is when you have built connection and you ask for a referral, and then you build connection with those people, then very easily you role model what you want your team to do. So when you get home, or even now, I want you to write down first how you want your team to behave. The kind of behavior, you know, regular workshops, connections, regular gathering. What do you want them to do? And then you have an idea what you need to do, right? You can't tell your team to do something that you have never done. You cannot tell your team to do things that you're not doing. And you don't even have to tell them what to do if you're doing it, right? Because they role model, they're like children, right? You can't tell your child to eat celery if you've never eaten celery. So that's the thing, that's really important. So I want you all to look inside you and see what you want your team to do. Say, for example, Angela said that she would like to do workshops here. Then book a place, call her, and say, hey, you know what? I would like to come and do regular workshops on Wednesday, right? And book every Wednesday. It doesn't matter if nobody comes. Maybe your team will come, maybe they won't. But eventually, people will. So I'll give an example. So Gretchen, she's one of my program admins. Gretchen said, don't worry about it, just keep doing it. Because once it's on a Facebook group, people can rewatch, right? And then eventually people started watching, because her information is interesting, she's got knowledge to share. And eventually, after about 2 months, more people watch, maybe 3 people would watch live because they know that regularly she's going to be on. So every Monday she'd go on. And then 2, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 10 people would watch. After a whole year, somebody called her and said, hey, I'd like to build a business. Now both of them are gold. Okay? So when I first started doing workshops, now I've got thousands of people who want to come and listen to me. In the beginning, I've had workshops with 1 person come, and I would still talk. Before we opened Hong Kong, Gary came to Hong Kong, and he did a workshop. We had 30 people, about this much. And then the second round, he said, well, I'm going to talk about the products, and then the second round, I'll talk about the business. I said, don't talk about the business, nobody wants to know. No, I have to talk about the business. Okay, whatever. There were 5 people in the workshop with Gary Young. Okay? And he still talked. So it doesn't matter how many people are attending a workshop, you still talk. When there's 1 person, you talk. When there's nobody, you sit there and you wait and you read, and you prepare. So that, because this is how we all started, like there's so many famous public speakers that said that when they first started doing their workshop, there was only 1 or 2 people. So this is how we all started, okay? So anyway, I'm not like too far away. But anyway, so write out the list of the things that you want your team members to do. Say for example, you want them to do infographics, you gotta be doing infographics. You want them to teach, you gotta be teaching. You want them to know about the starter kit, you need to know the starter kit. That's how we all start, okay? And it doesn't matter if nobody's following you for now, there will be people, you will attract people. The key is not to give up, okay? So, let me go back to this. So I think in order to be successful in this business, these are the 3 key words that we have to do. We have to build connection, we have to build confidence, as you were asking me, okay? And we have to give value. Every time when we sign up somebody, we're giving them value. And together, we are doing an act of service. And this is what the company was built on. This is what Gary built this company on, act of service. He didn't build this because he wanted a network marketing company. He didn't build this because he wanted essential oils. He built this because he wanted to help people. That was the key to the company. Essential oil was just one of the tools. Network marketing was one of the tools. His key was he wanted to help. So if we do not have that act of service in our hearts, it is very difficult to be successful. Because if we just want people, if we want to do, I always say that in this business, if you are wanting something from other people, you will end up having to give them all back. And you'll end up with nothing. It's like physics, right? If you want something in your pocket, if you just take and take, by the law of physics, whatever comes to you will have to be given back out. So how you start is you start giving, and then things will return to you. So that's why the act of service is so important. And then building connection, I'm talking about it, you gotta keep seeing your friends, you gotta do gatherings. I'm actually an introvert. I was actually very happy during COVID that I was just at home doing my Zooms. I didn't have to go see people. I actually get really tired after I see people. So every time after events, I have to block my calendar for 3 days because I need to rest for 3 days. I do this because I love helping people and I love what Young Living has brought to me. That's why I keep doing it. So I actually don't like to build connections. But it's something that I think only through connections people will believe you, right? I've got my I've got my Chinese team here, right? They really trust me. It's because I've always given them value, right? Honestly, I don't know you guys. Last time I was here, she offered to come pick me up at the airport. I was so touched, I nearly cried. I have no idea who she is. I've never met her in my life, and I don't know. She was so sweet. She offered to come pick me up at the airport before I went on my flight. She asked, Joy, are you hungry? We're gonna grab lunch. I still remember. She had her lunch. And then I still didn't believe it. I decided that I had to go and meet him in person so that I will know whether he's a fraud or whether he's a true guy. And I did. And then, of course, well, obviously, I believe in him, otherwise I wouldn't be standing here, right? And I put it in my book. So I was very touched. Obviously, the products worked. And even if the products work, it doesn't mean the founder of the company is noble, right? So I had to go see for myself. So I encourage all of you, if you want to build confidence, use the products very well. Use it on yourself, everything. I'm going to talk about the product later on. You know, you're going to be drinking at least 2 packs of tincture a day. At least. You're going to be taking Zambrosign. You're going to be oiling every day. And if you know these products can help you, it doesn't matter what anybody else says because they have never done it. They don't use the products. They don't know. Then why would you listen to somebody who doesn't know, right? If somebody has built a network marketing business and then tell you cannot build it, then I would ask, then how can I do it? If someone has never built a network marketing business and tell you that you cannot be successful, okay, whatever. Yeah. This is what I've learned to do is, yeah, okay. I know. Yeah, I agree. And then just walk off. You don't even have to argue with them. You don't have to argue with them. You don't have to state why. You don't have to say anything to try to convince them. What you can convince them is your success. The day that you'll be successful is the day that they go, oh, you know what? I want to come too. I wish I had joined you. It's happened to me so many times. I was at APA convention. They invited me to speak about faith. And I said, so we're celebrating 10 years in Hong Kong, right? I started with Young Living 13 years ago. When I first started, my dad was very, very opposed to me building a business. So opposed to me building the business that I actually didn't talk to him for 6 months because he thought I was crazy. And there were so many people who were rolling their eyes, who were saying crazy things about me. But you know what? I said 10 years later, when Young Living Hong Kong is the second largest network marketing in Hong Kong, company in Hong Kong, and when 10 years later, when you look 10 years younger than them, and they look 10 years older, they want what you have. They want to be on the business side with you. They want to drink and shower with you. Because they're like, oh my God, Joanne, how come you look younger every year? And then they look at the mirror and they look older. They start to have wrinkles, they start to have gray. I said, I still don't have wrinkles. I still don't need reading glasses. I have like one gray hair here. I was so upset, but I'm 52, right? And I still haven't gone through menopause. Like we're talking about, maybe I should have another kid, you know? And when they see that, that is the best testimonial that you can show them, right? So don't be discouraged by people who do not know. When they say something about that, the first thing you ask yourself is, do they know? If they don't know, then why are you listening to them, right? Okay? Does that answer your question? Does that help everybody? Okay, good. No, did he turn it off? Or he just turned it down?
Keeps like
on and on. Okay.
Okay. According to the team.
Alright, so I was talking about how to build confidence because that's important. Because if you do not have confidence, it's difficult to build connection and it's difficult to give value, right? So read and use the products. See, I'm very consistent. These are actually the stuff that I think everybody should be on. I think everybody should be drinking at least 2 packs of Michelle Red a day, amount 120. Who's drinking 120 ml a day? Okay, for those who are not raising your hand, you must. And since you're not raising your hand, you have an opportunity here. Okay, you have an opportunity to show people what difference it makes. For the people who are already drinking it, maybe you can drink a bit more. Maybe I'll give you another tip to show people how the products work on you, right? So for those who didn't raise your hands, I want you to start doing this. Tonight, go home and take a selfie. You don't have to show anybody. Use good lighting, you know. Take a selfie and start drinking 2 packs of Ningxia Red a day. 90 days later, mark your calendar today, 90 days later, take another selfie and then compare them. You will be so surprised. That will be your first testimonial. I can guarantee you, you're gonna look different. But you have to drink 2 packs a day, 120. So just, put it in half a cup. All right? If you have been drinking 120 a day already, then what you can do now is, are you on? Okay, the people who Raise your hand, please. Okay, consistently, right? Okay. For all of you who just raised your hand, who is on inner collagen? Keep your hands up if you're on inner beauty collagen. Okay. All right. For those who are not on, I need both, huh? Okay. So you're on both inner beauty collagen and Nisha Red. Good. All right. Okay. Inner beauty collagen. How much are you taking a day? Are you doing it consistently?
1 scoop.
1 scoop a day. And the rest of you? Oh, you're all drinking 1 scoop, right? 2. 2, right? Do 2 scoops. Take a selfie today and start doing 2 scoops, and 90 days later take another selfie and compare it. Okay? And that's your opportunity already. So everybody now has a testimonial except these 3 guys, right? Because they're doing it already. Look how beautiful their skin is. You know, they look different. Their face is bright. Okay? So this is how we build confidence. And who is on Essential Sign 4? Do you guys have Essential Sign 4? Okay. Are you taking it every meal? Yes. All right. Okay. Then you guys do with it in the beauty collagen first. Because from your face, I can actually tell what you need. I've actually been able to tell from the person's face with how much Nisha Red they're drinking every day. Yeah, from beginning, if they're not drinking it, and then 90 days later, I see them again, I can tell from the face how many packs they're drinking a week. And I have never been wrong. It's pretty crazy, you know. This is how crazy our products are. It's not me. I've just seen a lot of people and I've talked to a lot of people and I'm very observant. But it's the products. It's insane. Okay, I believe everybody's using Thieves Cleaner, right? Who's not using Thieves Cleaner? Even if they aren't, they won't raise their hand. All right, okay. So, this I found on the internet. The relationship model. So this is how to build connection, right? In the old days, we think in the traditional sales model, right? We think we have to tell people about the product, and then we have to qualify it, meaning to tell the quality, why is it good, you know? And then because when we go to, maybe it's not as common here, but in Hong Kong, if you go to like a cosmetic counter, they will try to sell you skincare products, right? And then they'll start telling you, oh, you need this, oh, you see this wrinkle that you have in your eye, and this is why you need it, because there's like collagen, blah, 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 there's like vitamin B, and then there's like vitamin A, blah, 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 and this do this, this do this, this do this, that's why you need to buy it, right? That's the traditional model of selling it. They try to qualify it, okay? And present the features. And then they want to close you, right? They want you to buy the product. But with us, we should be doing this. Right? Is everybody familiar with this? If you are, then I won't waste time talking about it. Right? We have to build rapport first, and then we have to ask questions. We know what their needs are, and then we give value. Right? We sell the benefits. We give value here. Right? And this is how we tell people. And on top of, if you know this, you need to teach this to the people in your team. Because a lot of people who start with network marketing, they start selling the products. It's not so much here in Canada, I think, but more so in the US or in Asia, because they're so used to being sold. So their mindset is already like, I need to sell this, I need to tell people their benefits, blah, blah, blah. And you know how I've seen people who say, oh, you know, you need to use this peppermint because it keeps you cold, and they tell you all these benefits, and the other person just sitting there. Who has this experience? You're trying to, right? They're just sitting there like, oh, okay. And then they try to change the subject, right? Because you're not giving them value. They don't care whether that's peppermint keeps them cold or not. They don't, because it has nothing to do with them. So you need to actually find them and talk to them and ask them questions first and understand what their needs are. And then you find in your own range of products how you can help them. And in order to do that, you're gonna know the products pretty well. You don't have to be an expert, but at least you know the products that you're using, right? If you don't know the products that you're using, you don't need to know in-depth stuff about it. At least you know how the products are helping you. And when you have a friend, or if you have meeting, you're sitting across somebody, there's something that connects both of you. You guys must have something in common, at least one thing in common. Otherwise, this person wouldn't be sitting across you. You're either at the same grocery store, or you have children who goes to the same school, or you have the same hobby, you're in yoga together. You have one at least that one connection spot, right? And with that connection spot, that's how you start with the connection. Because you have something in common. You won't meet anybody who has no connection with you. Even if you're just talking to the guy who parked the car right next to you, at least you're both in the same parking lot, right? Okay? So that's where you start. You start with your connection spots and then go from there and ask them questions. And honestly, you have to be honestly, genuinely interested in them. And Mary always says, people don't care how much you know, they care about how much you care. And it's always how you make other people feel is not what you know that makes that connection. Okay? That's important too. All right, and then follow up. This is Eric Borre. We've been doing this training with Eric Borre for like 90 days. It's amazing. And does everybody know who he is? Okay? Who doesn't know who Eric Borre is? Okay, good. You've got opportunities here. All right, look him up. He has a YouTube channel. He has Instagram, and he has all these reels, like 90-second reels that he shares tips on how to build a network marketing business. Every year, well, I'm not selling him, but I just really have learned a lot. Every year in December, he does this 3-day network marketing pro kind of thing. You can join online, and there are like 3 whole days. You can learn everything. And then I think sometimes he does like free training too. So look him up. He's got tons of good information. There's another person who does a lot of good training. It's Richard Brooks. Okay, well, you guys probably know him. So these are the 2 people that I really go to with network marketing tips. And Eric Borre says, the fortune is in the follow-up. And I added this, follow-up gives true value. The problem with a lot of people in network marketing is that they don't follow up. They think that signing them up is closing the deal. It's because I don't like to call it close. That's why I don't like to call it closing. Because the word close means end. But that's actually just the beginning. The problem with a lot of people, I've seen people who've signed up 100 people and only got 5 more people left on ER. It's not easy to sign a person up, come on. So if I'm going to come back with some of these numbers and how you can work with these numbers. So when you sign up a person, you need to follow up with them. Make sure that they're using the products well. And how do you do that? You say, I've always heard that people say, oh, but if I call them, they don't answer. I ask them how they're using it. They just read my message, they don't reply. Who's done that? Yeah, right? Okay. That is because your connection with them isn't strong enough yet. You haven't let them know that you actually care about them and not only care about whether they're buying the products or not. If they feel like you're selling them, that's why they read your message and do not reply, because they worry that you're going to sell them some more. Right? So when you're signing them up, you have to give them more value other than the products that they are buying. Right? So I was signing this person up, and the first time I met with her, we talked about an hour. I already know that she's married, what business she's in. She's got 2 children. She's got a son and a daughter. The son has ADHD and eczema and a little bit allergic to dairy. And the daughter is 7, one is 5. The daughter has no skin issues, doesn't like to read. And during that hour, I really find out so much about them, right? I've also learned like what her favorite food is and whether she likes to travel or not. I also know that her son likes to ride the bicycle. So this is what we need to do when we're signing people up. You have an hour, find out as much as you can, and then write it down. When you go home, write it down, write it all down, because you're gonna forget. You're gonna start signing people up, you're gonna have tens or hundreds of people. You won't remember everybody's story, right? That's why you have a friend book, and that's why when you follow up, you have to mark it, you have to write down what they're using, how they are. And then after a week, for example, she's been having this eczema thing on her skin, right? So I tell her, well, have you tried this? And then a week later, hey, how's your hand? Right? How's your hand? They will tell you how their hand is. Oh, how is that thing that you wanted to do, you use the oils for? Then they'll tell you. But if you just ask, how are you? Do you like the products? Of course they're not going to reply to you. So I don't know how you ask your question, but ask a question that is personal. That means that you care. Well, it takes practice too, okay? So following up, that is very, very important. Okay, and then building confidence, right? I always think that if you want to be a successful business builder and consistent, you need to know who you are. Because this is a business of personal growth. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. When I first started building my business, somebody told me that my organization can only be as big as I am. So your organization can only be as big as you. If you want to see how big you actually are, how big your heart is, look at your organization. So in order for you to continue to build this business and be successful and help a lot of people, you need to grow yourself. So we've got people who have gone to like Silver Retreat. There was just Silver Retreat, right? I don't know if you guys know that. Silver Retreat just finished last weekend. And we've got a few people who have obstacles going there. Their flights were like canceled, they lost their luggage, or they were sick when they got there. I said, hey, your frequency is adjusting because you're not there yet. It's actually, oh no, it's actually Gold Retreat, right, this weekend. Yeah, it was gold, and we had silvers who went as guests, and obviously the frequency isn't as gold frequency. Of course, they're gonna have like meet with like challenges and stuff. So this is what happens in this business. When I first went to Silver Retreat convention, it was I've got two silver sisters here, and I had so many problems that I had to overcome in order for me to get there. But every time when I was met with a challenge, I tell myself, you're not going to stop me, I'm going to go do it, right? And so just overcome your challenges. And if you are not sure about who you are, we've got oils that can help you with, you know, the Feelings Kit, the Freedom Collection, amazing, I'm sure you guys all know about that, right? So do that. So if you're not confident enough, do the Feelings Kit. That's always something I feel like, go online and look up chakra blockage test, okay? And then check out which energy center that is blocked up, and then use the Feelings Kit. Are you all open to chakras? You all are, right? Who doesn't believe this thing? It's okay. Because chakras are actually energy centers, you know, it's the thymus and the solar plexus is actually where the stomach is, right? It's all just nerves. And then you need to know why you're doing this. Like there are people, oh, I just want to help people. If you just want to help people, it doesn't mean that you need to go offering. And it wouldn't matter if you're an executive forever. And if you just want to help people, you won't want that money, right? You don't need to sign people up. You can just tell them about the products. And who just want to help people? Who want to build a business? Who wants to set a goal? Okay, the people who raised your hand, put it down, and the people who did not raise your hand, please.
I was writing.
Okay. Who do not want to set a goal? Raise your hand. I do not want to set a goal. Oh, what? Okay, just now, who wants to set a goal? Raise your hand. All right, there we go. All right, you're a little bit reluctant. Okay. Okay, for the people who do not raise your hand, please raise your hand. I want to see who do not want to set a goal. Guys, so for the people who do not raise your hand on replying to want to set a goal, what do you guys want to do? The lady in the red, you didn't raise your hand. Yeah, you did?
Oh, yes, I got that.
Okay, we need to set a goal not only for the business, we need to set a goal for ourselves, for our health too, right? What's your health goal? I'm going to talk about it in a moment. I'm not going to jump ahead of myself. Okay, you also need to know where you are. In order for you, so you've set a goal, right? But you need to know where you are in order for you to get to the goal. Okay, right? So most people have set a goal, but they don't know where they are. That's why they can't get to their goal. All right. You're not going to like this. This is the most important thing for you to know. It's called the Abundance Tracker. You can look it up online, okay? I downloaded it. Melissa Poppy made this. It's very good. It's called the Abundance Tracker. And this will tell you where you are. It's like a Google map, you know? Who uses a Google map? All right, I do, otherwise I wouldn't be able to come here. When you put in a Google map, you first put in your destination, and then what do you put in? Start location, right? You need to tell them where you are. If you don't put the start location, can you get to your destination? Can Google Map tell you where to go? No, right? This is what it is. This is your Google Map. All right? So what it does is, I'm going to read this to you. average PV per member of my rent and my buyout check. Okay? I would like you all to go online and download this abundance tracker. You can say abundance tracker Young Living, it'll show up. Okay, it's free. Start mapping out the past 12 months of your numbers. Now it's what, August, right? Start with last July. Who has done this before? Okay. Alright, so start with last July. Track the past 12 months. Okay? If you cannot remember how many workshops you've done, you try to remember. You should have. Okay? And then, so what it does is, it tells you where you are. Let me tell you, this is our number in Hong Kong. Our ER rate is 58%. It has always been the highest in the entire Young Living in the world. Average, I think, is 40. We're 55, 58, okay? Average member per order per month is 185, and it has been like that in the past 10 years. When we first opened, it was about 250. When we first opened, our ER rate was 100. It dropped already. I'm actually not very happy with the number, but, well, we've got a lot of people, because there are some people who have a 30% ER rate. The highest in the team is 80%. Yeah. And from this, you know, it means that when you sign up 10 people, 6 people are going to be on. If this number is 20, it means that if you sign up 10 people, only 2 people are going to be on. If you sign up 100 people, only 20 are going to be on. So you wasted all that energy in signing up 18 people. So I would like you all to do this. Go home, find your ER rates, and bring them up to 50. Because otherwise, if you sign up 100 more people, you're still going to lose 80 people. I don't want you to do that. It's really not easy to sign a person up. I want you to be able to keep them. And then how do I bring it up? By doing workshops, by reconnecting with them, reconnecting including in person, getting to get, you first you text them, or if you're on Facebook, if you're on the social media, comment on their posts, comment on their posts. After about 3 weeks, you'll be able to, meet them in person if they're in the same city as you. Otherwise, strike up a conversation on text or in the messaging board, how they're doing, ask them how COVID has been doing with them, ask them what they're doing with their job, ask them how their family is, connect back with them. Go down your organization and go to each person and connect with them. Some people have dropped off, or some people are not your friends anymore, forget about those. But for the people who you can connect with, go back to them, okay? And then another thing is, look at the monthly order rate. There are people who are on 50 P. Your ER here, you only need 50 to maintain it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For the people who are on 50 PV ER, what do you think they're using every month? Just shout it out. What do you think they're using? Yeah, right? Maybe an oil. Do you think they're drinking Insuret?
No.
Do you think they're taking supplements?
No. Maybe
Sulfurzyme, huh? Maybe. But if they're Sulfurzyme, then they're not even using oil, so because Sulfurzyme is like 54 PV, right? Right? Maybe Essential Sign 4, but if they're not on Essential Sign 4, then how come they're not on oils? Right? What happened? There's something missing here, right? If they're on 100 PV, what do you think they're using? Do you think they're using Thieves Household Cleaner? Maybe just Ningxia, maybe not even drinking every day, because 89 PV for 30 packs, right? So there are people who drink just 1 or 2 packs a week. Do you think
Master formula. They're taking master formula.
but they're only taking master formula. They're not even using oils.
No.
Right? They're not drinking Ningxia Red. They're not using oils. They're just taking master formula. Oh,
Started.
what a pity. Oh my God. Can you imagine how their life is? Can you imagine what they look like? Can you imagine if they're happy or not? They're not happy. Poor guys, right? So do that. So what about 200 PV? What are they buying? They're probably getting the 190 PV promo every month.
Yeah.
Right? They buy 195 PV. Some of them to 191 also. You know, they throw in the farm there. And then they extra 191, right? So 200 PV, these are people, do you think these people will drop off 200 PV a month? No, right? What about 450 PV. What are they using?
They're lifers.
They're drinking Ning Red. You gotta be drinking Ning Red to order 400 PV a month, right? You gotta be drinking it every day too. Drinking Ning Red, using these cleanup, using oils, right? Maybe a whole family of 4 using it. Are they gonna drop off? No. What about the 50 PV people? Are they gonna drop off? Right? They're very, very dangerous. They're on the danger zone. So those are the people that you want to reconnect with first. Bring those numbers up. But how do you, I don't want you, okay, so I've talked to people about this, and their builders say, so what, do I, like, send them a gift? Or ask them if they buy 100 PV, I give them gifts? No! Don't do that. Because if they don't see value in buying the products, they won't see value in the gifts that you're giving them. You gotta find a way to give them value so that they can see the value in our products. What you can do is, I would actually not talk about products first, I actually would reconnect. And maybe if they're in the same city, meet up with them, have lunch, have tea, find out what's been going on with the family. So I've done that with a few people, and a month later, the order is 300 PV, and they've been on 300 PV since, right? So, of course, when I go and meet them, I don't talk about Young Living, I talk about them, and I go, oh, have you tried this? Oh, are you on this? Oh my God, you should try it, blah, 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 blah. No, just put it in your conversation, right? But when you get in there, before you meet these people, you put your oils on, you put your highest potential, you put your belief, you magnify your purpose, and you set an intention. You set an intention that you're there to give them value through sharing Young Living's value with them. And after this meeting, so this is what I've always done, is that before I go meet people, or before I go into a place, I set my intention. For example, before I came in, I set an intention, I'm gonna give you whatever you guys need in order for you to bring your business to the next level. I don't know what that is. I'm just open to receiving, right? And so when I meet with people, I'm open to, I tell myself that before I go in, I'm gonna give them value through Young Living, maybe not only on Young Living, maybe on other things. It doesn't only have to be Young Living, but Young Living is a really good tool to give value. And so because you've set that intention, when you sit down with them, you're already there to serve them, and they can feel it. If you sit with them and you want to sell them something, they can feel that too. If you give them a feeling that you're going to sell them, you will never see that person again. You will break that connection, okay? You're there to serve and help them. That's really important. So, this is very important to know where you are. And corporate would not like me to say this, but I would say if your ER rate is under, like if your recurrent buying rate, retention rate is under 40%, I say you stop enrolling people and bring that number up and do more education, product education, and maybe yours on yourself too, product education on yourself. Otherwise, if you keep going to sign people up, you're opening them up to a bad experience with Young Living because you're a bad experience. I'm sorry, I'm really tough, but it's true, right? Like there's sometimes I tell myself that, hey, am I being a bad experience to my friends? I need to raise my bar. I need to be a good experience for everybody who meet me, right? So this is the kind of thing that is really, that's why this is so important, okay? All right, Abundance Tracker is your Google Map. And this is the quote that I have put on my Facebook. This is my motto. My world is a reflection of who I am. If I see the world as not good, very critical, very judgmental, then it's actually all in me. If I see my world as bright and beautiful, because in my heart it's bright and beautiful. If you see your friends, you can give them value because you have a lot of value in you. So in order for our organization to be abundant and to get very good value out of Young Living, we need to have abundance in our heart. We need to have that value of what Young Living has given me so that I can give that to other people. It's sort of like filling your glass full, right? If you don't fill the glass full, you cannot give to other people. So later on, I'm going to talk about how to build yourself full, abundantly. And that's how you can give more value to your team. So again, it's working on yourself. again, it's working on yourself, on the products, using the products well, really bringing yourself up to a higher level so that you can attract good people too. Because, you know, it's all by the law of attraction. You attract the people that are like you. You know, with the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. If you're attracting people who are not who are quite critical, who don't like to use the products, who are only buying 50 PV, then we're not living abundantly because we cannot show them that we can be abundant, right? Okay, that's also very important. All right. In order, the same thing, in order to import abundance, you need to export it. If you want to attract abundance, you need to be abundant first, right? You need to fill your cup up in order to give. That's also really important. This is from Mark Schulman. I got it from, this Authentic Networking podcast. You guys need to go listen to this. It's on Spotify. It's Richard Brooks. Move this bar away so that they can see. It's Richard Brooks' podcast. It's called Authentic Networking. Okay? It's free. If you have Spotify, listen. Oh my God, he gives so much value. Yeah. Anyway, just look up Authentic Networker. It's okay. Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah, you could move it to the
You
top.
can drag it up.
Drag it to the top. That's good.
Can we reach the next page? All right. Has it been 45 minutes? What time is it? Okay, good. So this is what I'd like you to do for the next 30 days, 90 if you can. 30 days, start with 30 days. Do this. Put valor on your feet every night. Put belief on your head and put transformation on your heart and on your wrist, And start with a gratitude journal. Just write 3 things that you're happy with, you're grateful for. Just 3 every night. If you can't find anything, I don't know, just say, just say like, I had a really good sandwich today. I put oils on or something, Slowly, you're going to be able to find more things to be grateful for. The reason to do this is because I want you to build confidence. That's why the valor to balance you and to give you courage. I don't know if you guys know that Gary actually put valor in all the sets. I don't know if your starter kit has valor now. No? Okay. Ours do. Our Hong Kong starter kit, they switched the oils. They put valor in it. So the reason why Gary put valor in every set, the starter kit, the old starter kit, the feelings kit, the raindrop kit, is because everybody because the other thing is about changing lives. Is that he wants to start changing your life first, right? In order to change our lives, we need courage because we need to change. And most people are afraid of change because they don't have courage. So start with valor on your feet so that you build confidence, and then belief on the top of the head and it really connects you, okay? And transformation. Really, 30 days you will really see some difference, okay? You can also track if you want to, journal some and write about how you've been feeling, and over time, when you look back, you will see that you've changed, okay? I know this may not be the business talk that you were expecting, but I think this is the most important thing is to work on yourself, right? In order to be successful in business. Okay, so we can take a little break because this is the first 45 minutes, the first workshop. And up next, we're going to be talking about